I thank Mr. Minister. Now I invite His Excellency Zohram Natsakanyan, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Armenia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I wish to congratulate you. I wish to congratulate Madam President, your team on the successful and substantively enriching term. We hope that the deliberations of this year's forum will contribute to identifying new platforms and channels for partnerships to leverage impact and social change and help achieve the SDGs. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development set out an ambitious plan of action to benefit millions of people towards a better, more peaceful and sustainable future in the years ahead. We underline the critical role of Goal 16 in this regard. Institutional strength for good governance is crucial for expanding opportunities for the population. This is a continued and overarching priority for Armenia and its reform agenda. The SDGs set out a useful framework to evaluate past efforts and to understand the ways of improving the efficiency of development cooperation. Having embarked on the process of nationalization of the SDGs, we have been setting up an institutional framework to secure compatibility of Armenia's national priorities and strategies with the Sustainable Development Goals. This is complemented by ambitious reforms and the launch of a special platform of partnership between the government and the UN country team to accelerate the implementation of the SDGs with a focus on the strong impact of innovation in advancing smart development. In Armenia, we are privileged to work with a vibrant and ever stronger civil society, which is an integral part of our public life. We see merit in continuously supporting the efforts of the civil society, also at a global level, as an important contribution to humanitarian and development response. Mr. President, Armenia's standing as a middle-income country and a landlocked developing country, given also the vulnerabilities of its mountainous terrain, and the ecosystems require prioritization of climate change and disaster risk reduction strategies. Last year, Armenia adopted its national disaster risk reduction strategy, translating the commitments of the Sendai framework and the relevant SDGs into tangible measures for sustainable, risk-informed, disaster-resilient sectoral development. Armenia stands ready to offer a platform for regional dialogue and to contribute to exchange and cooperation towards better integration of disaster risk reduction into development policies. Last month, Armenia hosted the sub-regional platform for Central Asia and Caucasus for disaster risk reduction, which tackled, amongst other priorities, the issues related to the economy of disasters and promoting effective public-private partnerships for risk-sensitive investments. Armenia is happy to co-sponsor a high-level interactive panel organized earlier this week in partnership with Colombia, Mongolia, Switzerland, and the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, which took stock of the outcomes of the regional platform meetings and identified the ways forward towards sustainable and resilient societies. The relevance of regional and sub-regional cooperation to a successful implementation of the 2030 Agenda cannot be overemphasized. Such cooperation is a basis not only for addressing and advancing mutual interests between neighboring nations, but also represents an important confidence-building measure in situations of unresolved conflicts. We underline the potential of such cooperation in the broader context for promoting regional peace and security as well as economic growth. The voluntary national review process within the HLPF is instrumental in terms of sharing lessons learned as well as challenges encountered. Yesterday, we had an opportunity of presenting our first voluntary national review, highlighting the role of partnerships for innovation in support of socially and environmentally impactful projects. In this context, I have the pleasure to recall that following the presentation of our national voluntary review, Armenia, in partnership with the UNDP and the International Organization of La Francophonie, held a high-level panel focusing on the role of innovation and social enterprise. The event was held as a follow-up to the Impact Investment for Development Summit held in Armenia in 2017 and the stock-taking panel during the HLPF last year. 1 year on, Armenia has gone through a peaceful transformation and a change of government, launching comprehensive reform agenda with a strong focus on democratic governance. Today, I represent a government with a very strong mandate from the people to carry on with the decisive reform agenda aimed at strengthening justice, rule of law, and equal opportunities in social and economic life. Monsieur le Président, l'Arménie.
Mr. President, Armenia has the privilege of being part of the Francophone family. We enjoy very close cooperation. This is reflected in significant projects and partnerships in such areas as sustainable development, the digital realm, youth policy, innovation. Hence, this is a great priority for us. It is a pleasure for us to host the forthcoming Francophonie Summit in Armenia this year in October. One of the important events that we intend to organize on the margins of the summit in Yerevan is the Economic Forum of the Francophonie. This will be held on 10 October. The forum will include on its agenda economic issues that have to do with major international and regional challenges. We attach great significance to institutional professional training for entrepreneurs. This to promote economic relations and to improve the business environment. We look forward to hosting entrepreneurs and French-speaking management organizations and the establishment of such organizations in Yerevan. We invite you to take part in this forum, which will bring together both entrepreneurs and representatives from the business community and will bring in high representatives of international economic and regional economic organizations. Thank you.
I thank distinguished Minister.